the codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are.
Are you ready? What up, y'all? Y'all already know it is 12 p.m. on a Thursday. It is Primos Chidos, and it's your girl, Jules, up in the studio, in the Latinx studio. And of course, I am here with my host, the bro, Steve,
Hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
and the homie, Brandon.
Hey guys, I lost my voice today, so if I sound kind of funny, I don't have COVID. I mean, I'm assuming I don't. Have COVID,
Well, if he does, he has no mask in the studio. So anybody who uses the studio, just be aware.
Yeah.
but I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all vaccinated here, except for my sister because she's anti-vax.
Don't say
I
that,
lost my
bro.
voice. You're anti-vax? Are you serious?
I'm anti-mask.
Anti-mask. Which one's worse? Which one's worse?
Anti-vax is worse. What do you mean?
Anti-vax is worse
Well,
than
yeah,
anti-mask.
because then if you have an anti-mask, like, I mean, you can still get the vaccine. She's for safe, bro. By all means, go ahead. Go ahead, Julie. You don't want to wear that mask? Rip it off. It's like the free the nipple movement.
Free the
Yeah.
nipple.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
Free
protesting
the
free the
titty,
nipple.
free the titty,
Have
save
you
the
seen?
city.
Have you seen those where it's dudes saying like, "Okay, go ahead."
Oh, like free the nipple?
Well, because it'll be like a girl on TikTok, and like she'll be like, obviously not wearing a bra, and he'll be like, "Okay, let's see, free the nipple."
It's like my sister said, bro. Free the titty, save the city.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they say, bro. It's like Batman. We need
Which city? Which
Los
city?
Angeles.
Los
LA,
Angeles.
bro.
Yeah,
Free
that's
the
what we
titty.
need,
But
bro.
like, so like, what would that mean though? Like, all beaches are nude beaches now?
Wait, what? Well, I mean,
Well,
they're
what
still
is-
gonna wear.
but
They're
what
still
is
gonna
the-
wear shirts,
But
bro.
what does that look like practically?
Like if people stop wearing bras?
Well, because free the nipple, they want to stop sexualizing.
No,
the
they're
nipple,
well,
right?
they're talking about. Wait, actually, yeah, Julie, is free the nipple just not wearing bras, or is it like everybody can see just not wearing bras?
Yeah.
But I thought
But
bras
then it's
were
not
more like a
free.
pursuit or like a support thing. Like some women got the gaboingas and they're too heavy, you know, and it hurts their back.
That is true, but a lot of people are getting tired of wearing bras, bro.
Well,
That's
but
why
like
it's free.
I thought
free
it
the
was
titty,
I thought
bro.
it was like a sexualization thing. Like they want to stop it being sexualized. So like if you go to a beach, a girl can be topless because
Mm.
like it's not supposed to be sexual, or like breastfeeding in public.
Oh yeah.
But I never understood why people have a problem with breastfeeding in public. Like it's just a baby.
It's because people just be too horny, bro.
Yeah,
like,
people be
Men
too...
just be too horny.
No, but I've
They're
also
like
seen people
men.
say it's disgusting. bro.
Because I remember I was on TikTok once, and it's just a video of a girl breastfeeding her baby, and she's like, "This shouldn't be wrong. Like I'm putting this on here, so if TikTok takes it down, like I'll show that they're sexist." And I remember all the comments were like, "Yes, mommy."
Oh my
Yes, mommy.
God.
It was like guys
Oh,
like,
no.
can I
like,
be next?
the mommy
Bruh.
milker guys.
Bruh.
Fucking that's weird. I mean, not weird. Well, I mean, like, I just don't get why people are so angry about
it's 'cause-
breastfeeding in public.
Yeah, no, I don't get the breastfeeding in public thing.
Yeah,
I mean, like-
it's just the baby's hungry, bro. What are you gonna do? Let it starve?
I don't know. That's weird, huh?
Yeah,
It's literally like the most
because I've seen people say like, why is it sexual, bro? Like it's just a baby eating, but it's
Yeah.
also like I've also seen people say that's fucking disgusting. Like in a
You-
mall, bro.
really?
No, yeah, 100%, bro. I've seen people say it's gross, and I'm like, what? That's
Gr-
beautiful.
as
bro.
if like you never when
You
you were a
yourself?
baby. I know.
I mean, some people don't get breastfed.
no, yeah, actually, our
Yeah.
nephew, I don't think did. No,
Yeah, he got
the boy didn't get
No,
breastfed?
he never got breastfed.
for like
no.
for like a month, and
Yeah.
then they stopped.
Why he
formula.
was allergic?
It's because it would hurt her.
No, yeah.
It's
Oh,
'cause she didn't know how to feed him, kind of,
Oh,
and she would try. She tried so many times,
she
but
didn't
like,
pump.
but yeah, she eventually did.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
that's why he wouldn't get like direct breastfed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
would
but
just
for
get
the most
bottles.
part,
He just
yeah,
had
for the most
formula.
part, he has like
That's
formula.
interesting.
Milk,
Yeah.
yeah. But DC, bro, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
No, I don't think people who don't breastfeed are like bad.
But they said it's
just-
but they said it's good. It's good for the kid because it's like the mom is giving like
Mhm.
the like, you know, what is it, like the germs and all that
Nutrients?
stuff.
Oh, the germs.
What do you call it? No, it's called the nutrients and like all the like the
Vitamin.
antibodies or
Oh.
whatever.
I like how they started from free the nipple.
Well, it's actually a big part of it, though.
Is it really?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I
Wow.
like
You know more than I do.
I know. You know what, dude? You're so educated. Maybe you should be teaching feminism too.
maybe
Maybe.
that would actually make a lot of people mad. Anyways, what's going on in the world, guys? What's going on?
Today, believe it or not, these two topics are very similar. Today, we're going to be talking about everything that's going on in Afghanistan.
Can I push the button?
Yes.
Which
So
one
this
is
is
it?
part of Julie's Gems.
Yeah, it
This-
sounds very lovely, bro. Very lovely topic. No, I'm just kidding.
All
So,
right.
go ahead, Julie.
So today's news that we're gonna be shining on is so I don't know if you guys have been hearing. I mean, it's been all over the news about the Taliban and Afghanistan. So I don't know what you guys have heard, or what do you guys think about what's going on?
Well, I saw. Okay, so to break down what happened for people who really don't know is, what the Afghanistan fell. The United States like officially like left the country,
Yeah.
and immediately after they left, the Taliban like took over.
Mhm.
And that's what's been happening. There's been a lot of chaos with that.
And we've been there for like what, 20 years,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, so
Coming up on
2001.
20 years, right?
It started
2001.
like
9/11.
9/11, right?
Technically 19 years. Technically, because it was about to be
Oh,
20.
it's about to be
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's crazy. It's crazy a lot of things because what do you guys think about what Joe Biden said first?
Did you hear what Uncle Joe had to say?
He said basically
I only
that
heard it brief. But yeah.
what he basically said was like, what are we supposed to do? Like he said like he doesn't understand, like he's basically acknowledging like, yeah, we shouldn't have been there in the first place, but he's also saying like they gave the tools to Afghanistan to fight
Yeah.
the Taliban themselves. But from his understanding, the Afghanistan didn't want to fight. Like they didn't. They had an air force. He was saying that they had a more powerful military than some people in NATO. And he was like, why am I going to fight a war for a country that doesn't want to fight the war itself? So that's what his reasoning was for
Yeah.
pulling out.
I think I had, well, because a lot of people are mad at him, right? That we
Yeah.
left.
Honestly, though, I've seen a lot
no,
of people
you
say
know
they
what's
support
weird?
his decision.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
from my end of social media, a lot of people
okay.
are mad, right? And I started reading a little bit more on it and seeing the posts that people have been sharing, like what's going on, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, he kind of said that he's more of like, there was never a right time to leave. Like there was never going to be a right
Yeah.
time to leave. Like whether it was now, whether it was before, but whether it was later, like there wasn't going to be a right time. And I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the part about how like we were helping them and they just kind of, they're not using our help.
Well,
Right.
the part that people get like kind of upset about is like the U.S. had its part in supporting the Taliban, because originally the Taliban was a resistance against a communist like party that was coming up, which was Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
And we gave him money and the Taliban, and we gave them weapons to overthrow that because we hate communism. And so that's what like started the Taliban. But eventually the Taliban was like, wait a minute, fuck the US. They're just here for the oil.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of a monster of our own making.
Yeah, we basically, the CIA created the
Okay.
Taliban.
Okay.
Yeah. So people are, like there's people supportive Biden, like, yeah, we shouldn't be there, but people are angry because they're like, we literally destroyed a country. Like we shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah, it's really weird because I think it's unreasonable to be mad at the fact that we left, but I understand being mad at the fact that we basically destroyed a country from within, and then 20 years went by and we were like, who cares? We give up and left.
Yeah.
And then Taliban took over, and then you saw like chaos
Dude,
ensued. I think
yeah.
the economy is like on the verge of collapse, which makes sense because I mean,
Dude, the fucking the videos of the people at the airport is really sad. Where
where they're clinging?
they're on the clinging to the planes, and when the landing gear pulls up, they fall off.
isn't it crazy? I remember somebody was saying like, how ironic is that considering how the war started with like 9/11 and people jumping to their death? Like, what are the odds 20 years later that it would be like it would be ending in the same way?
It's just crazy that like it puts it into perspective that people would rather risk their life. Well, I mean, it's a lose-lose for them, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to leave their home country, but like it's inhabited by terrorists now. Controlled by terrorists.
Yeah, I can't imagine how scary that is. You know what's weird though? I was telling Brandon because our older brother, he made a really good point saying that like, and this is a too hot for TV take, but if you're listening, who cares? Like this entire topic is too hot. He was saying that if you really think about it, the Taliban has their ideology is very similar to extreme like conservatives here in the US. They believe that like they believe very strongly in their religious beliefs. They believe very strongly that there shouldn't be like separation of church and state. They're fucking like super anti like anything that isn't like in their religious beliefs, you know? And I mean it's like the same thing as conservatives. And I think it's interesting because if have you seen the videos of like the Taliban celebrating with like the weapons and they're all
Yeah.
dancing and shit? Um, it's literally reminds me of like the Capitol riots of how they were like all like goofy and
Yeah.
like and they're like, oh, let me take a picture on like on what's it called, Nancy Pelosi's
Yeah.
desk. It's really the same thing. It's just a bunch of like ignorant, like uneducated people who are like, damn, like they took over the country though.
Yeah.
Like they're in charge now.
Have you seen? I don't know. It's interesting to see, not just the reactions from other countries, but hearing what the the Taliban press conferences
Mhm.
is interesting because they talk about because they said they're instating like there's no separation of church and state and all that stuff. But they also said, which is weird. I don't know if this is real, but I saw it on Twitter, like under the articles of what's happening. They were saying like, and I don't know how much of it was like necessarily their instation, but more of, or if it was kind of like a low key kind of diss. But they were saying that like women, they guarantee women's rights or something like that
They say they guarantee women's right under
under
the
Muslim-
law of Islam or
yeah.
something. And it's like so basically like they're saying like nah, no rights. Then.
But it's also interesting because Russia was kind of like interesting.
Dude, have you seen that video
Oh,
of
what?
fucking where the reporter asked like members of the Taliban, what was it like? Will you let women run for office or something?
And they laugh.
And they laugh. Have you
Really?
seen that? Yeah, it's
No,
a
I've
video.
never seen that.
It's a female reporter, and they asked the
He
Taliban
goes
like
this.
like what are like oh what do you guys think about like women being in office? And the Taliban they like shake their head and they start laughing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I know.
Very scary. Well, a lot of people saying it's a lot like Vietnam. Like
It is a lot like Vietnam.
almost identical because the helicopter images and stuff like that were the
Well, I was thinking of more of like it's a lot like Vietnam because like would you consider this a war that the US won? I mean, if you think about it,
it's kind of like Vietnam in the sense of like it's not necessarily well we technically lost, but it's more like because like why were we even fighting it? You know what I mean?
well, I mean,
With Vietnam, it was kind of the same thing. It's because we didn't want more communist country.
well,
but
I
then-
don't know about this one because this one's different because this is every 100% the war started because of 9/11. Whether you want to believe,
Yeah.
whether you want to believe if like the US did it themselves or you want to believe that it was done through terrorism, the official in our like I guess canon
Yeah.
you could say
Yeah,
it was done by terrorists who attacked us.
yeah.
And if you believe it in that way, then yeah, okay, like war makes sense because they attacked us,
Yeah.
they bombed us, they killed our civilians. And I also understand the opposite of that of like, and then the US went over there to conduct like hundreds versions of 9/11, like
Yeah.
kill fucking way more people. So like you can't really say that there's no reason as to why it started.
Well, I don't mean that in like there's no reason, but I mean like the it seems to me like part of the motive is similar, like the communism motive about how it seemed a lot of they had not only 9/11 to me seemed more like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like they already kind of wanted to go. And it was like
Mhm.
that's part of the conspiracy is that
Yeah.
it's proof that we did actually want to go already. But like
We kind
Yeah,
of
but you can't see the conspiracy as fact.
no, but I'm not saying the conspiracy is fact, but I'm
Mhm.
saying part of the conspiracy is based in reality that we already wanted to go over there because we didn't like the communist
Mm.
part. So that's what I'm just saying is that like
Well, yeah, okay, that part, yeah, that part is very similar to Vietnam. But that's what. But I'm also saying, like, so do you think this war? Okay, let's say, because the United States will look at this as what our history will be 100% that 9/11 was conducted by terrorists led by Osama bin Laden, which forced us to go to first. First, it wasn't because at the time Osama bin Laden was from Afghanistan, but then he moved to where?
I
Iraq.
don't remember.
Either way, yeah. At the time when 9/11 happened, our history books will say that it was Osama bin Laden who was based in Afghanistan, and that's why we went over there to have a war. That's what our history books will say. They won't mention anything about some conspiracy.
Mhm.
They won't mention that we wanted some fucking oil. They'll say that it was because of that. And because of that, would you say that we won that war?
I mean, no, right? They
No,
took over
right?
Afghanistan.
No.
But isn't that
No.
weird? How can we lose a war in modern day? Like
I
we
think
have the biggest military in the entire world.
Well, I think that's why people say is that's part of the conspiracy. Like it sounds wrong, but that's part of why people are so like suspicious of it and our motives. Like people are like, we weren't there to fight a war. We were there to look like we were fighting a war that looked like it had reasonable pretense. When in reality, we were just stripping them of resources and
Wow.
making sure there wasn't another communist country to fuck with us.
Wow, mind blown.
You know that's sort of what I'm kind of getting at. Is like because like. I mean, yeah, the Taliban were there because of terrorism, right? But like the Taliban started because it was a war on communism, right? And that's kind of interesting because it's like, it's a modern day like visual of what people have been saying for years that America needs to stop doing that because well, not we, but like America loves to do that. Well, what did we? Wasn't it Cuba too? We tried.
Cuba. Oh yeah, that one's hard though. The Bay of Pigs, bro.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That one's kind of hard. That one's because Cuba technically could be seen as the dictatorship, at least at the time of when we did the Bay of Pigs. So for that we do have more of a like, because that's like America, right? We're like the world police. Like we want to get rid of dictatorship, free these people, especially because a lot of the immigrants are in the United States and they feel very strongly that we should help them. But yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like the United States has always entered itself in kind of like conflicts that didn't even like have anything to do with the United States. And, but this is why I think it's so different though. Why I think Afghanistan is just like a little weird is because it did start like from 9/11, you know? And that's factual. And every time I see people bring up like why did we ever even go there in the first place? I always see people comment like people who say that don't understand what it was like to live through 9/11. And for us, we don't understand. I mean, we were fucking kids. We were like beyond kids. We were like toddlers.
Well, yeah, but like I know we always talk about it like where we or like just not the aesthetics is probably the wrong word, but like the magnitude, I guess, of what 9/11 was. Like think about that. Like imagine if we were in downtown and of two planes flew into like the USA like Bank of and the South Korean
and that's like airlines. Underselling it too
because the World Trade Center
was
huge.
Was
bigger than the Empire State Building.
And
there was two
of them. Yeah, and there was two
of them. They both collapsed.
And they didn't just hit there. They hit other places.
They were going for the White House, but that's the one that went down, right?
Yeah.
And then the Pentagon.
They hit the Pentagon.
Dude, and I know we always talk about it, but it's so the Pentagon one is so like weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like
gives me chills just even.
It gives you chills talking about it, like how they
because that one is like
how there's somehow no footage. People always say that there's literally no way the plane could have been going that fast because have you seen it? It's crazy.
Our most
they said that it's very like it would have probably shot it down or something.
Yeah, right? Literally the most protected like area in the United States. Like I guess maybe second to like Area 51 or something.
Or like people who were in the building were like they didn't even know what happened. They were like it just sounded like a loud crash.
I know.
They didn't know a plane hit the
and it went so fast that it didn't leave any debris either. Like it like fucking like vanished.
Yeah.
That's so weird. That is so weird because it's literally supposed to be our most protected building in the United States because that's like the base of our army. But what I was telling him that I used in middle school. I remember we had this kid, and he came from kind of like a conservative family. Like they lived in a farm, I think, like on Riverside. And he told us that when 9/11 happened, that his dad like he immediately like packed up all their shit and that they went like to the countryside and they lived there for like a while because he was so certain that after he saw 9/11 that the United States was gonna like go to war and like everything was gonna hit the fan. And
I've heard a lot of stories like that when 9/11 happened and a lot of people like packed up and left because they knew they were like we're gonna get shit for this.
Well, isn't that crazy? It's crazy too. They grounded every plane in the United States. What are we? We're third biggest country population wise.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That's crazy. Every plane flying over the United States grounded. Because two flew into the World Trade Center.
It's just like, wow, what an insane event. Because up until that point, the United States felt like they were untouchable. Like they were like, what? This is the United States. That shit doesn't happen here. Like none of that happens here. And it's so weird because it changed our culture and the state of where we live in the United States. From then on, it was never the same. To this day, we're still affected from that point.
What I also find, and this is less matter of fact and more again, I don't really know the word to articulate it.
Opinion.
Well, you've seen those videos of the morning of 9/11 news
Yeah.
where it's
yeah.
it's the TV
Yeah.
broadcast and everyone, all the news is like, it's kind of a weird feeling today, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm always, and it is a weird, like, it's a weird vibe, and I've always found that not interesting in a morbid kind of way of like, I wonder what that is. Like, is it like kind of an intuition thing of like, you just kind of get a gut feeling that
Yeah.
something negative is going to happen?
And you know what's crazy is hearing those stories of like people who could have been there.
Yeah, like Seth
They're like,
MacFarlane.
"Oh, I missed my flight or
yeah.
something.
Seth MacFarlane, he was like, he the guy who made Family Guy, he voices Peter, Brian, and Stewie.
Like half the show.
Yeah, and they always make 9/11 jokes. But he was supposed to be on the plane, but he had gotten drunk like the night before, and he like overslept, and like he ran to the airport, and when he got there, he saw it, and he was like, "Holy shit, I was supposed to be on that plane."
Yeah.
Like, what a Jesus Christ! Like, I don't know. It's just so haunting to me that like that.
Well, it's so weird because obviously since we didn't experience
Yeah.
9/11, but like we grew up after it.
yeah.
And it was so recent. As a little
Yeah.
kid, I remember thinking about 9/11
Mhm.
and being like, wow, like what a crazy like thing that happened.
Yeah, like,
But
'Cause I
yet
remem-
when thinking about it right now in this present in 2021, at the time it had barely been like 6 years since
yeah,
it happened.
I remember being in middle school and it being like 2006, and like that shit
Yeah.
happened 5 years ago, and they were
Yeah.
talking about it. And I was like, interesting. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember at the time everybody was still very like, that shit's fake.
I
It was
remember my
planned.
mom, she saw it on the news and she was like, I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, my mom
My
sat
mom-
down. She's like, "What an interesting movie that's going on right
Yeah, because
now."
she was cleaning and she had the news on. And then she said that she saw that everything was like fine. It was the news. And then when she glanced back, she saw it and she was like, wait, who put this on? Like, who put on the movie? And then that's when she realized that it was
It was the
actually the
news.
news.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think my Valentine talks about that. I think he had just gotten home from school, right? And he saw that mom was watching it,
Mhm.
and that he also thought she was watching a movie. He was like, "Oh, I wonder what movie she's watching."
That's interesting. My parents were saying that they were driving me to my aunt's house because they were going to work, and they were like, "What?" Because it was on the radio. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously everything
Yeah.
turned to that,
Mhm.
and they're kind of like, "Should we be going to work?" Because they worked at the Department of Water and Power with the tower. So they were like, "Should we go to work?"
Yeah, no, yeah.
I
I'd be
still
like,
wanna-
if I was them, I'd be like, no, fuck no. I think I'm gonna just. My boss will understand.
Yeah.
My dad was the boss, so
But
So-
yeah, I don't know. It's just even though we were kind of there, but we weren't. It's still just like a chilling story, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what led us to go
Yeah.
like into that.
It's just kind of just watching the video, and I don't mean this in the conspiracy way. It looks fake in the sense of like, what, like that
Surreal,
happened?
like,
It looks
it's surreal.
surreal. Yeah, there you go. It's
Like,
interesting.
I can't believe this is happening. Like I
the
can't believe
people
this is
who are just
happening.
recording, and there's people, they look around and they're just
Oh, and then when they tell the president that like
Oh,
the video when they
yeah.
tell
when
him?
he's reading the story, and he's like,
And he's like,
that's also interesting to me, because like, what was going through his head? Like, damn, like, are we about to like, is this-
yeah.
because I
And-
remember people were saying that obviously they didn't know it was like, at first they thought it was an accident, like the plane had just like,
Dude, I
Uh,
feel like if I was totally living through it, I'd be like, "Holy shit, guys! Like, are we about to get like invaded?
yeah,
like, are we really about to get invaded?"
Said, because well, but at first they had said the first plane they thought was an accident, right? But everyone was like,
Oh,
how is
yeah.
that? But then it happened twice, and then the one went down, and then the one was going, and they're like, oh, this is like an attack,
Yeah.
and so that's crazy though.
And then look at us
But-
20 years later, and so much has happened. And then I don't know. I feel like the U.S. or at least Joe Biden. Remember, he said in his speech, and he's like, "So how many presidents now have had to deal with like Afghanistan?
He said 4, right? No,
Four or five?
4. He's the 4th.
Okay." And he was
Yeah.
saying, "Oh yeah," he said that he didn't want to give it to a fifth.
Yeah.
That it's like no, like it's over, like it's done, it's been done. Like, oh, so many people have died, so many people have like been given PTSD, come home without limbs. Like,
What do you guys think then? What do you guys think about
Well,
what's going on?
technically though, like it's weird to say because it's kind of like what else was
Are
he
we supposed
supposed
to
to
do?
do? Like I know people were like, well, we could have left a better like
exit
strategy, but I mean, and yeah, I guess I agree, but like
there
at
was,
the end of the day, like everybody,
yeah.
it's like it's
Mhm.
kind of a lose lose, right?
Who was the guy? What was his credentials, Julie? This guy was on MSNBC. I want to say he was a former vet, but I'm not sure. He went in on Joe Biden for his speech. He said he couldn't believe what was coming out of his mouth. He said that it was all a bunch of bullshit. He said that
Oh, the video I sent you.
yeah,
he was a vet.
he said that he like for a while now had been like telling this administration like plan after plan of how to exit Afghanistan, and that they just wouldn't hear it, that they wanted to leave it to the 11th hour, but basically like to the last minute.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, let's just all leave, like let's just all leave. And he said that he had warned them that if they had left like just that out of the blue, that it would cause a lot of harm.
Yeah.
And then that the administration just didn't want to hear it.
No, yeah, I believe that. I'm sure they did. But think about it, like, wouldn't he? Joe Biden would probably need some approval, right, to have to do certain exit strategy. Like, no,
he's the commander in chief, man. He was
no,
in
but
charge
like,
of the military.
because wouldn't we need funds for certain things? Because don't we need approval from Congress? For certain
I
things?
think the president is totally in charge of the
Of-
military, because he's the commander in chief.
Interesting.
He's 100% like in charge of the military.
It's interesting kind of retrospect because we've talked about this before about how we were I had seen, and it was like an interesting theory about how Mexico seems to be our next target for lithium ion because we're going electric.
Yeah.
And
You know, I saw just like this totally out of the blue, but I saw an interesting video talking about Mexico City.
Mhm.
Did you know that Mexico City is sinking? Like,
yeah, 'cause
like
it's on a
yeah, it's like on a
yeah.
lake. Did you know that?
Really?
That like by the end of this century, it should be like really like low. Like somebody said that if you were standing right now where Mexico City is compared to where it'll be at the end of the century, it would take you 2.5 entire seconds just to jump off that cliff to reach the bottom. So it's like huge. It's like a huge. It's sinking at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
The only reason I bring that up is because like, wow, like that's like the capital, you know, and you know, the Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world. I think it's about the same as LA, as Los Angeles.
It's because it's built on a salt lake, right?
Yeah, it's built on like a lake bed,
basically
yeah.
quicksand, right?
Yeah. So it's like sinking at an alarming rate. I think every year it sinks like a good amount. I know that doesn't sound
is that way
accurate.
like they've been having earthquakes?
Oh no, that's not why they've been having earthquakes. But I hear that the earthquakes makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because
And,
like
it makes
it
it faster.
yeah, it makes it faster
Yeah.
and it makes more buildings collapse. People have said like to move out of Mexico City like ASAP, because that place is basically gonna like collapse in on itself. And the reason why also too is because not until like 1950, not that many people lived there, and then between 1950 and now, I think they've added 30 million people. Like a lot of people have like added in such a short amount of time,
Mhm.
which has only made things worse.
Yeah.
It's more weight.
Yeah.
But you know that was the site though of like one of the most largest Aztec cities back in the day. Like, and it was a lake, so they actually used like the boats and everything.
You think it's a curse?
I don't know if it's a curse, but like they drained the lake on purpose. Like they drained the lake on purpose so they could build more like land on there, and that's why it keeps sinking, because it's not meant to really have like that much. Well, because you guys know the story of like why they had their capital there, right? About how
They
the
discovered-
prophecy,
yeah.
and they're supposed to see the eagle eating the
The
snake on the
prophecy.
cactus.
Yeah.
And I remember
That's what
somebody
Mexico City is.
in the comments was saying like,
Would you ever get that tatted?
oh, the thing.
Mexican eagle.
That's cool. Like I think it's a cool logo. Objectively, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Somebody
cool.
in Europe, if somebody from Europe is listening to this podcast, do you guys fuck with the Mexican flag? Because I feel like it looks
the
cool,
Mexican flag looks gangster, bro.
right?
The
Bias though? Is that bias?
I think. I mean, there's literally like an eagle ripping apart a snake on a cactus.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I don't
cool.
know. I always think it's cool as a Mexican American
It's
because
cool.
we have the bald eagle and then we have the Mexican eagle.
The Mexican eagle
You
that's
know-
eating a snake.
You know, I saw another video
Yeah.
of it was like
It was two
Latinos.
eagles.
It was Latinos getting DNA tested, and there was this girl who said that she's 4th generation Mexican American, and everybody in the comments went in on her, and they were like, fourth generation Mexican American, so just American.
You know what I had seen, and it's kind of off topic, but I had seen
Mhm.
someone talk about how what the average person might look like in 2050. You've seen those like
Yeah.
projections, and a lot of it's kind of like somewhat olive skinned and like a lot of Asian features, because I mean Asians are the biggest population. Um, and someone just duetted it, and it was talking about how like the white population is going down, and he was saying like it's interesting that it only happens to white people, because um any other race, you stay that race if you're mixed, like
Like black
me,
and
like
white.
me, right? I'm Chinese and all this other crap, but I still identify as all that.
Yeah.
But if like a white person married a black person and they had a kid,
Their kid is more likely to be like
yeah,
black,
like
have a
and
lot
he
of
was
black
saying,
more
and he was
features.
saying by definition, like white is supposed to be pure, right?
Mhm.
So like once it becomes mixed, there's not really a white. So he was saying, I don't know, I just thought that was interesting.
Did you guys hear? Speaking of which, did you hear that for the first time in I don't know if in history, but in a long time, the white population in the United States went down?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw
that's
that.
crazy. Did you see Jimmy Fallon talk about it? Did you see that
No.
clip?
Oh, and everyone's like, yeah,
Yeah,
And
did
it's
you
like,
see that?
No.
I wasn't
Jimmy
really looking
Fallon,
sure.
he said it for the first time. The white population went down, and everybody in the audience is like, "Yeah,
Oh my
yeah!"
God.
And Jimmy Fallon's like,
And he's like, I wasn't really looking for like a pop.
Yeah.
He's like, it was just the fact.
he's like, "What an interesting reaction."
Reaction.
Like, I feel like if I was white, if I was Jimmy Fallon, I'd kind of be like, "What? Okay, I guess."
Any other? Well, it's interesting because any other.
I know. Like, yeah, think about it in reverse. Like, think about if you're Mexican, if you're like for the first time in like 30 years,
this
the Mexican
crowd
population, and the crowd's like, yeah.
Like
You're like,
what? Excuse me.
I know. Excuse,
Excuse me.
like, we might need to have a background check for the audience members now.
Like,
There might be part of a Ku Klux
Mm.
Klan.
do you think? You know how a lot of our features, or a lot of features from different countries, are technically somewhat evolution, where they say like African noses and European noses are different because of air quality,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
skin because of the heat
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Do you think when we go to other planets, race will be more planetary? Like because Mars has a lighter gravity, people will kind of born there who will be like
They're heavier.
They'll be
They're
heavier
heavier
and
set.
shorter. Whereas
be
people of
red.
Earth are going to be taller and slimmer.
Yeah, and honestly, stuff like that scares me. Just because I'm like, I love the idea of unity, and it sucks that like right now, because I feel like our destiny is for the stars. I feel like one day we will be on other planets, and it sucks that while we're all here, we can't all just get along.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about the fucking Afghanistan war and like all these conspiracies. It's like it sucks that we can't just like unify. Remember we talked about it last week when we're like, if we had an alien invasion, maybe it'd be the one thing we got together. And then you're like, well, I mean, COVID kind of showed us that we wouldn't. That we literally would, if anything, we'd be more likely to kill each other.
Every man for themselves.
Which is what's
honestly.
interesting though is Arrival, kind of the movie Arrival. They kind of call that how all they're like they don't.
Oh, they're all nobody's
kinda,
talking to each other.
Yeah, nobody's talking to each other, and I feel like it would kind of go like that. Unfortunately, not gonna.
Do you know what we're talking about?
But
No.
there's a movie called
yeah.
Arrival. It's about aliens showing up, and they're just here. They don't attack us or anything, and we kind of are talking to them, but obviously they don't speak our language. But all the countries are kind of united. But since we're not really getting answers from the aliens, the countries like start going crazy, and they're like, "Fuck them, we gotta like attack them before they attack us."
Yeah.
So, which is interesting because it probably would go down like
It
that. if I'm
would.
being-
Yeah.
It would. I mean, the wars that we
Yeah,
started.
because the countries also started like competing with each other
Yeah.
to see who can talk to the aliens first.
Dude, you
'Cause-
know,
And they don't share any secrets with each other because they're like, what if like they give us like weapons or stuff?
yeah.
They literally the prime example of overthinking.
You know what I wanted to talk about that I completely forgot about until
Go
right
ahead.
now, until we're speaking about the planet.
Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
see the United Nations? They announced that humanity's in code red for climate change.
Oh yeah.
How a lot of it's starting to get extremely dangerous.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I saw that and I didn't click on it just because like it gave me a lot of angst.
Did you
I was
hear
like,
it?
I kind of don't want to read this. I feel like this might be too much.
I didn't read it fully, but they were like, we need to start doing immediate action, or
Do you think
things
it's-
are going to
do you
get
think-
really bad.
Do you think it's our fault, or do you think it's corporations, like big corporations and everything they've been using? Because that's what people say.
I think
I
there.
feel like I understand that argument, but I feel like that's just a way for people to be like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
Mm.
like I feel like
Unless they do something.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's everybody could take steps, but I do feel like a lot of times the higher ups like to point the finger at the people when in reality it's like, well, we can't live. You guys designed this world and we can't live it in any other way. So you got to start from the top. So I get that
Mm.
argument. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
we're extremely industrial, so we
Wow.
can't really just be like, nah, we're just gonna be
Mm.
sustainable because
That's
our
why.
lives-
That's why you shouldn't shower anymore. Save water, bro.
Oh,
Oh,
my
like the
God.
celebrities?
Like the celebrities. Speaking of which, that was actually guys, we're free flowing, but one of the things I also wanted to talk about for today was the lives of some celebrities that are going on. Julie, go ahead.
So for this segment, it is Pop University. What
Classes
we're
in session?
university.
University.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, apparently a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
celebrities don't really shower.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Julie, what do you think?
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God,
I'm
okay.
gonna read you. So I'm gonna pull out TikTok,
Alright.
and I'm gonna tell you some facts
Ah.
about some celebrities.
I
right
know
now.
one of them that we talked about was Ashton Kutcher and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
and all of
he-
them.
They say that like unless you see that you're dirty, you don't need to
Okay,
shower.
so
Bro, how though? Bro, in this hot sun.
so
y'all ain't
Brad,
showering?
so one of them is Brad Pitt. So Brad Pitt famously he stopped using deodorant and he only went to start using baby wipes, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't really shower.
Mhm.
He only cleans his privates, but with like baby wipes. And that apparently Angelina Jolie even said that their kids began calling him Stinky Daddy.
Damn. So he did stink.
Yeah, and then another celebrity, Jennifer Aniston, apparently is known for always having bad breath. That like there was Jason Batum said that they were having like
A kiss. There was like a kiss scene, and he had to like take a break and be like, "Do you want a mint?" Because
yeah,
like her breath fucking stunk.
Damn.
She had hot ass
What?
breath.
Nasty. Hey, bad breath. Pet peeve, bro. I
Inexcusable.
hate that shit.
so Leonardo DiCaprio, he says that he only takes a couple of showers a week for environmental reasons, and he
That's
doesn't
fair.
use deodorant because it's unnatural.
That's fair.
That's
And
fair.
the only reason
That's
if you're gonna
Wait. You're only saying that because Leo is your boy.
no, I was gonna say that the
Mm.
only way I'll kind of give it a pass is if you say it's for the environment. And Leo actually is about that life.
Yeah.
Because
He is.
he's vegan. He all his outside work from acting is dedicated to protecting the planet. So for him, I'll give him a pass.
when he won an
It's 'cause-
Oscar,
it's 'cause he
he
just-
like
he
announced
said,
that.
he said he
yeah.
was like, we need to start doing stuff
Yeah.
for the environment.
It's because
So-
be real, bro. It's because you want to cast him in a movie in
Fuck
the
yeah.
future.
Are you kidding, bro?
Damn, in the future, I wonder how old Leo will be. I wonder if he'll still got it.
Like 45.
What would you do if like he announced I'm retiring?
Be like, go save the world, buddy.
Go save the world. Okay, I got more though. I got
Okay,
more.
Who else?
I got
Who
more.
else? All right.
Let me see. No, there. She confessed that oh yeah, she fucking okay. This is Snooki, but this is like something about Snooki makes me feel like this might be cat. But she says that she exfoliates her face with cat litter.
Cat
No.
litter?
Yeah,
What? Why?
You're not
I
supposed to
don't-
use
I don't know.
scrubs on your face.
I
I
don't know.
know.
You're supposed to chemical exfoliate on your face.
Yeah.
What does
Scrubs
that
are for
mean?
Your body.
what's
Because-
It's like an ointment, and that'll.
Oh,
do it.
oh.
Because
okay.
usually, using scrubs scratches your
Yeah.
face, so it leaves like a lot of tiny tears in
Yeah.
your skin. So that's why you
Oh.
break out even
Leave
more.
it for your
Oh.
body.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do you know who Joe Keery is? He's the guy who in Stranger Things. He's
That guy.
Yeah.
He
Judy,
looks
you know
like
who he
he
is?
doesn't bathe.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
No, he says that he showers regularly, but he never washes his hair.
Oh, it's his hair that always looks a little greasy.
Megan Fox said, "Oh yeah, Megan
it's
Fox.
the
Megan
best.
Fox isn't that she's like dirty, but apparently she's known for taking shits at other people's houses and never flushing."
What?
Nasty.
Manners, bro.
Bro, if she did that at my house, I'd be like, get your fucking ass back in here and go flush the fucking goddamn
You would
pig.
tell that to Megan Fox.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'd be like, what? We're leaving shit.
Okay,
in
and
the
then there's
toilet.
Matthew McConaughey. He like showers regularly, but he doesn't use any deodorant at all. but he claims that it's because he doesn't smell.
Oh,
he doesn't smell.
but someone put it to the
And,
test,
yeah.
and they're like, it's facts. He
Some-
smells good.
An actress that was on a similar set as him. She wanted to see if it was facts, so she went to go smell him, and she said that he smells really nice.
She said he smells like granola.
Yeah, like granola.
Like
that
his natural
he has
musk.
he has a natural nice smelling.
But
thing.
he showers and stuff.
Yeah.
He
He
just
but he
doesn't
doesn't
use
use
deodorant.
deodorant at all.
Okay.
You know the thing about deodorant, though, right? Why people are angry, or kind of not angry about it, but they don't really like it.
What is it, bro?
It's because
Go
a
ahead.
lot of them use like aluminum, because it's like
Mhm.
obviously it's an antiperspirant and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. And it's like really bad for you and the environment.
Yeah.
That's why I use Arm & Hammer, because they don't use
Arm &
They
Hammer.
Arm &
don't
Hammer
use
sponsored?
Oh, the
Are we-
baking.
If
No
you
way.
The
wanna-
baking soda, right?
Yeah,
The baking
they
soda
don't-
one.
well, there's a lot of them that don't use aluminum, but look for that. if
No
you
way.
wanna-
Is this our first sponsor, Arm & Hammer?
Arm & Hammer.
Are they paying us in things divisible by 3?
They better be, because
Because if not, I'm gonna be pissed. Anybody who's listening, if you guys ever want to send some money our
it
way,
has to be divisible
it
by 3.
has to be divisible by 3.
Otherwise, not $4, $3.
Not $5, $6.
Yes.
I almost couldn't do math for a second. I was like, "Is 5 divisible by 3?" And like, I almost had a stroke live on the air.
Why do you think actors don't shower? Do you think it's kind of like a time thing, because they're always like on set?
I actually
And they're always
wonder
doing
that too. I was wondering like, why is it that actors don't shower? I remember Jake Gyllenhaal says that he doesn't shower that much. He says that he just worries about his breath.
Well,
Okay,
what's
but not brushing your teeth. That's nasty.
Okay, brushing your teeth, I think, is not brushing your teeth is inexcusable. I don't really. But
But that's why
the one thing about showering
Jake
is
Gyllenhaal says he brushes his teeth. He just doesn't shower that much. He said, I think Jake Gyllenhaal said, I don't want to put things in there, but some of the celebrities, because this has like been blowing up. Now everybody's talking about it. Like all the celebrities talking about it. They're coming out as stinkers.
stinkers are.
They're coming out of the stink closet. But they're saying that I remember one celebrity was saying that like, oh, like showering too much is like detrimental for you. That it's like
It's bad
bad
for your
you.
skin.
Yeah. That,
That's true
It-
though,
it-
technically.
He's
I
saying
get
that in nature that humans are self-cleaning, that like we naturally self-cleaning. The
It's-
Rock said that I remember The Rock talked about it, and he said
doesn't
that
give a fuck.
no, he said he doesn't give a fuck, that he showers all the time.
He says he showers 3 times a day.
Yeah.
He takes a cold shower in the morning,
Oh,
then
yeah, I
he works
saw
out,
that.
takes a
Yeah.
shower, and then takes a hot shower at night.
I saw
to
that.
decompress.
But I
Well,
mean,
it's
for The
'cause-
Rock, it makes sense because he's like
always
working
working
out.
out.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I don't know. I keep thinking about the environment we're in now
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's hot. It's summer. You're sweating. You're sweating regardless. You're
Mhm.
sweating.
Take a bath.
Mhm.
And then I don't know. I just think about the air. We got smog up in
Do
this.
do these celebrities at least use bidets?
I don't
they
know.
Probably
dude.
got mad swamp baths,
Imagine
bro.
they're like we don't. Nah, they have to use bidets. They're celebs. I feel like they got that money for that. I feel like that's like the most natural way to actually wipe is to use bidets. You know
Yeah.
what a bidet is?
the little.
It's the water.
It's the water
People say
thing,
it's the
right?
best way to. It's
Yeah.
the cleanest way.
Yeah, well, cause like there's always that like I remember I always saw that picture that's like if you had poop on any other part of your body, would
You'd
you just
wash it.
wipe it until it's gone, or would you use soap and water?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
obviously you would use soap or water. So
Oh.
that's what everybody says about like
If they
wiping.
use bidets, then and they don't but they don't shower, I'd be like, maybe you smell a little less because you at least use a bidet.
What'd you do, bro? If like one day we're like at a premiere or something, or we get invited
Everybody
to some like
smells like
party,
ass.
It
and like
smells
no,
like
because
the
everyone's
Oscars.
using like cologne and stuff. But let's say we run into like somebody like on the street, like let's say it's fucking who could it be? Who
Brad
could it
Pitt.
be? Let's say it's Brad Pitt, bro, and he stinks.
I'd be like, hey, brother, you're cool, and I'm a big fan, but you stink, bro. You need to shower."
you would tell him.
Yeah.
He,
He's like, what? You're assaulting my nostrils, bro.
he stinks bad, bro. Like
I'd be
he just jerked one out.
if
before.
if he wants to be on my set, bro, I'm gonna have a showering policy. You have to shower.
What
before
if
you be
do you
on my
think
set.
Tarantino made him shower?
Tarantino likes feet, bro? He probably loves the stink.
Ew.
Don't diss Tarantino like that. Bro.
I don't diss Tarantino.
You're king shaming him.
I'm not king shaming him, but isn't part of don't
You
people
said
like
you
feet?
said that he likes feet, so he's probably like into like gross shit.
Well, because I didn't say gross shit, but I say he probably likes the smell. Because don't people on like the internet be like, I want your dirty, used,
How do you
stinky
know that?
socks?
Yeah, but I feel like that's a whole other level.
I'd say it, but it's the same sport, so it's not that
It's the same sport.
it's a
It-
good bet.
Like Quentin Tarantino plays point guard, but like we were talking about
like center. Like, come on, they flirt, you know.
Bruh.
I get what you mean.
So Brandon, do you shower every day?
I take 2 showers a day.
You do?
Take one in the morning and one at night.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm kind of a germaphobe, if I'm being honest.
I know. I remember you told me that your parents are a little bit of like clean freaks,
My
right?
parents are clean freaks, and it kind of unwittingly kind of made me a germaphobe.
Interesting.
I think I don't shower at all, like at
Really?
all.
You
Yeah,
don't stink though.
I haven't
so
showered
You
in
don't
like
stink.
It's because I'm self cleaning. It's because you see how much I sweat.
I use cocoa butter lotion.
My...
That's how I
Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I shower all the fucking time. But the reason I care about it is because, as you guys may know, but our listeners don't, I am an easy sweater. I sweat very easily, and I sweat a lot.
I have
So,
cloudy
like,
nose.
I very often feel like I need a shower because then if not, I get self conscious. I'm like, they don't. People are gonna be like this sweaty Mexican over here.
Sweaty Mexican.
This, do you remember the grease?
The crease.
I shower every other day, but I always do body showers though.
Oh, you mean your hair?
In my hair, I just don't.
No,
I
yeah.
usually don't do it.
I
'cause
usually wet it. I don't usually put shampoo though. Usually just conditioner.
Yeah,
It's bad for
I
your
think
hair.
but
Maybe-
I still like bathe my body.
Bro,
'cause I'm
maybe
like,
the
bro, I'm
celebrities are
sweating.
onto something though. Maybe we just
Maybe,
get. I'll
maybe.
test it out.
I'll test it.
And I won't tell you guys though. I won't tell you guys.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's weird because like
What would you do, bro? If like I fucking smell
I'd
like,
be like, take a shower, bro.
I'd be like, I'm trying to test it
I'd
out.
be like, I don't care, bro.
not working.
The test is already. I don't need any more data.
Trial's over.
I don't need
Trial's
any
over.
more data, bro. I have all that I need.
The celebs are tripping.
Well, it's weird because technically they're right. Like technically, like it is bad for you to shower all the time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because of the oils.
Yeah,
in your
the
body,
oils in your
like,
body.
Yeah.
But like, come on, bro.
Well, it's weird because if you look at ancient history, like the Aztecs, like our ancestors here, like the three of us, like they showered all the time.
Yeah,
Like
it was
they
the
love like
Europeans that did.
yeah, it was the Europeans who did it. So it's very
That's why they
interesting
brought diseases and all that.
because all
They
these
didn't
all
wash
these
their hands.
I was gonna say racist, but that was like 3,000 years ago. So, I don't know if that's racist anymore.
Well, that's how they wiped out the native population.
I know.
Disease.
We were
smallpox.
clean.
Our
We were
Achilles heel,
clean.
our Achilles heel. We were just too clean.
We were too clean.
We
Like
were-
SpongeBob and Patrick when they
You
have
see-
the dirty and clean.
you see, bro?
We were just minding our business.
You see, they're
bro.
onto something that makes you stronger if you don't shower.
Stronger. Don't
Yeah.
they? But I don't know about that.
Nah, bro.
I don't know about that.
It-
You think during COVID, like during COVID, as if we're not in COVID already, but do you think that's why like a lot of celebrities did okay because they have their natural stink genes?
I think it's because they probably eat like amazing quality food,
Yeah,
and since they always have to be an amazing peak performance, they're probably like already, you know.
well, I don't know, bro. Well, it's just funny because most of the celebrities that said that they're not clean are like white celebrities. So maybe it's their ancestors' genes.
Oh, you think it's like it's an
Our
unwilling
ancestors
thing.
literally lived without showering. Remember, because they had a rule. The Europeans said that it's bad if
But
water
did
gets
it-
into your butthole and your like mouth hole and your ears. So that's why they would rarely ever shower.
Didn't the natives say that the
Nasty.
first thing that when they showed up was that they fucking smelled?
Yeah, yeah. In fucking college, I was taking world history of old ancient history, and my professor was like, he was so like excited and thought it was so funny that one of the first things when they finally could communicate, the natives and the Europeans, is that the natives told them that they fucking smelled. They're like, y'all smell so bad. Like y'all
Yeah.
smell so bad.
Bruh. You
That's just funny. Like
see?
they've been waiting. Once they got taught, once they were finally able to
Oh,
communicate,
they were talking to each other. What should we tell them? Tell
They
them they
were like-
fucking stink, bro.
tell them to take a fucking shower.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah,
"Time to
take
take
that
a
piss.
shower."
Well, no, yeah, like it's shown that the natives taught them how to shower.
Taught them. They didn't know
Wait,
how to shower. Come on,
damn.
Well, they didn't know how to bathe properly.
Nasty.
Well, 'cause-
They would just sit in water, right?
Well, because it's also
Ew.
weird. Because in Europe it rains more than here,
Yeah.
so it's
But
like
I mean, they also lived in like cities with sewers and stuff like that. Where
mm,
here it was more like an open.
it's kind of like a
That's what I'm
tropical
telling
spot.
you.
nature.
Like, how can you not now? How can you not shower?
Yeah.
Like in this environment, bro.
Like you get it if this was still like fucking
Yeah.
like 1430.
But
Yeah.
now you have access to clean water.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only people I give it a pass to is people who are like, it's for the environment. Like Mr. Parker, he didn't stink, but he didn't smell pleasant either. You know?
You
Oh,
really-
sorry, sorry
You
to
name
expose-
dropped him.
Sorry,
You
to,
name
sorry,
dropped
sorry to
him.
name drop him. But we had a teacher who was environmental, and he cared about the environment a lot. And so his soaps and stuff were very natural. So they're basically like just water. So no, he didn't smell at all. It was just more like, he just had a man musk.
A man must.
And it was like, but he gets a pass because he cared about the environment and he was cool. So
He was cool. I just like that you name dropped him. So now, if anybody ever sees this, don't know who.
we'll have to tell Keith to edit this out.
It won't be. It won't be hard to find him.
Bruh.
Did Mr. Green? Oh,
there you go.
I didn't say anything though.
What did this guy?
I was gonna ask, does he shower? I feel like he was a clean guy.
He's like a hippie, so but I think it was like more of like he wasn't like an environmental hippie so much as he was like a peace hippie.
Oh, he seemed like a clean guy.
No, he seemed like a clean guy for sure. but
Watch
he was-
them hit us up.
Be like,
Yeah.
hey, motherfuckers. Hey,
Hey, motherfuckers.
he's saying. we
Why are you
stink?
literally airing out our
Nah,
dirty
nah, nah.
laundry?
These two dudes though, they were cool. They were cool. Don't
Oh, yeah,
make no
they
mistake.
get a
They were-
pass.
I
they were
never
really
had
cool.
that teacher,
Which one?
Mr. Green.
What about Parker? Oh yeah, you
Had
did.
Parker.
Yeah, you had
Parker's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Parker
He was
Oh.
cool.
I feel like there's so many things I could say, but now that we've name dropped him, I can't say it.
Yeah. we
Right?
should-
Oh my god.
Well, at least he didn't give his first name because teachers at ESET loved using their first name, which is weird.
That's true. Yeah.
I can't remember their first names.
I can,
Really? I
Yeah.
can, yeah.
They'd be literally be like either call me Mr. That or be like say my first name.
Because it was weird for everybody listening at home. Since we went to a very new school, all of our teachers were very young.
Yeah, they were young. They were like 24.
Yeah, and hip.
Yeah, they were all hip and young. Like, even the ones who were maybe on the older side, they still had a young spirit.
Yeah.
So much so that what?
Never
Never
mind.
mind.
I wouldn't share. I know what story you're thinking about.
Yeah. There's
I
a
don't
story. There's a famous drama story that happened in high school, but I won't talk about it. This is a story for another time.
Are you
This
talking
is-
about my class?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
Just
a-
saying for anybody out there, you could use
What an
you could
introduction to the school, bro.
you could use connotations.
It
You could
It happened right when I
a young-
transferred, bro.
a
What
young
an
Really?
introduction. I was like, what the fuck? What?
A-
Why
a
is-
young teacher teaching a bunch of 18-year-olds. I
Mm.
won't say anything, but I'll leave it at that.
Um.
Anyways, before we have to get into legal matters.
No, yeah, I think we got to do stuff about the environment. I've been considering for a long time going vegan, to kind of do
Really?
my. Well, I've been wanting to, just because like I feel like I don't think it's
But-
like not in the sense of like everyone should go vegan, man. Fuck meat eaters. No, I don't care. You can eat whatever you want, but I feel like I don't know. It seems appealing to
but
me.
we were born to eat. We're hunters, bro. We eat.
It's true.
But I feel like I have the not only the privilege of having access to
different
healthy and clean food, but I'm educated enough to
But
know how to do
but
it
you
correctly.
guys said that vegetables were made up, though.
I said that.
Didn't you guys say
I
that?
didn't
No,
say
we didn't say
that.
they're
Yeah, vegetables aren't real,
They're
Julie.
fake, bro.
Vegetables aren't
No,
real.
we were saying that most plants are naturally selected to be a lot more healthy and bigger
Yeah.
to eat.
So like when people are like, oh, I don't want to eat anything that's genetically modified, most of our vegetables are already like genetically modified to the point where they're like unrecognizable to what they originally were.
Yeah.
Like bananas, fucking watermelon, tomatoes, all that shit didn't actually exist in the natural world. We made that. Well, I mean, they existed. The foundation for them
Yeah, yeah.
existed, but what they are now is not what they used to be.
You guys don't like tofu? Tofu's pretty good.
I've never tried tofu, but I hear everybody say that it's ass.
You don't like it? I get why people don't like it.
I've
but
just
I
heard
like it.
I've always heard people say it's ass.
I think I've had it. It's not too bad. It depends on how it's made.
Yeah,
I think it's mostly just depends on.
I always
how
feel
it's
like it looks like cheese.
I would. Yeah, I'd be down to go vegan to help out the environment and do my part.
Yeah.
vegan.
I just feel like for me, it's like I just feel like there's too many bomb food that's like meat based, like Korean barbecue, but fucking boiling crab, like
No, yeah, I was
buffet.
also
Fish,
kind of like either for me it was either vegan or pescatarian because I really like fish, and I feel like, but it's also like
isn't like
fish is also.
well
really
no
good
no
for
bad,
you.
no
no?
it's good for you, no?
It
it's
has
bad.
iron.
Well, it's starting to be bad for
It's
you.
Yeah.
starting to be because of mercury.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's too much. There's too much in it. Like
Yeah.
like it's not like obviously there's bad things with like meat with beef, But like for fish, it's starting to get like worse than that.
where they'll say like, don't try not to eat so much fish a week. 'Cause
Yeah,
you'll get mercury poisoning.
yeah, like that's how bad it
It
is.
sucks though, because I
It's
really
It's
like
'cause
fish.
it's
I really
'cause-
like shrimp.
Shrimp.
It's because I feel like
Oh.
if you think of boiling crab, let's get some boiling crab after this. Come on, guys.
Are you
I
sure it
fucking
doesn't
love-
open at 3? I feel like I've tried to go so many times and everyone's always like,
Bruh,
"Oh,
no,
3, bro."
no, bro. Come on now, it's a restaurant.
Interesting.
Either way, if it is, it's not like the show. It's not that much hour away.
I
I like
think-
how we're just talking about food now.
But yeah, like I would do like I don't know about full vegan, but like I would try to do, just eat a little more sustainably because I don't know. I feel like
you don't know about being. You don't know about being full vegan.
well,
so
that's
you're
well,
like,
well, remember
you should
Mr.
be-
Parker said that if you do it even just one meal a week, you save a ton of like
really?
yeah.
You should do.
It
You should do
matters.
1 week of the month, every month, vegan.
I would be down to go
1 week.
I would be down to do it like once a month. Like, I mean, like once full month every other month or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'd be down. 'Cause
Vegan?
It's
No
it's
matzo
not-
cheese. No cheese. No fucking like
I don't know. I
No
feel
egg.
like a lot of it sounds
no
cool.
egg,
Like
no
a,
bacon.
like a capri sandwich with vegan cheese. Ooh.
I
sounds
just feel like
delicious.
it's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
I feel like
Vegetables are cheap, bro.
No, but I mean like vegan alternatives are too expensive.
Yeah, but I feel like if I was gonna go vegan, I wouldn't really eat like fast food vegan. Like, you know how they have
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is
The Impossible Burger?
Yeah, unless it's like at the Habit because it's like the same price.
Mhm.
But like the restaurants that are dedicated to only vegan
You need
shit
to-
are mad
You
expensive.
need to try it. You gotta try it. Oh yeah, like the but you know which Monty's the burger shop? That one's like vegan and I hear it's pretty good.
Plus, I also like sushi, and believe it or not, there's a lot of sushi that is vegan. Like
Really?
and that I like.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
never
'cause
even
they use
I-
tofu. And
I've
stuff.
never even had sushi to begin with.
You don't like sushi, bro?
I know,
love
I've just
sushi.
never had
He's
it.
never had it.
I've just never had it.
You
I've
gotta
never
try it,
had the
bro. I
opportunity.
love sushi.
I love it, but it's really expensive.
It is expensive.
Is it really?
Yeah.
because it's fish. It's like,
Oh.
but
It's
they
really
try to make it
expensive.
fresh. You know,
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah. I told you it's not that I don't like it. I just never had it.
interesting.
It's good though.
I
I've never
fuck with it
had the
heavy.
opportunity.
I love sushi. It's just really expensive.
I love sushi. It's fucking bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it looks bomb. I've never had the opportunity to have it. Which that's crazy. Where does sushi come from? Japan?
Mhm.
Wow. There you go, bro. Doesn't Japan like most of its diet actually come from like fish?
Yeah.
I wonder how that's affecting them.
I don't know.
Mm.
It's interesting. Because don't they have like I mean, I remember from Animal Planet Whale Wars. Do you remember that?
No.
Because I
Wow.
think the controversy is that because Japan still does whaling, right? Or
I
they-
think
they-
I from the last time I heard, yeah.
yeah.
What is
well, They hunt whales.
They hunt whales
oh,
for like
okay.
blubber
To
and like
eat.
meat and like the
to,
bones.
to eat. But like on Animal Planet, they had this show called Whale Wars, where these like this ragtag group of like people would go on a boat and they'd hunt down like whaling ships, and it's sad because you see them like kill whales and it's sad, but
Mhm.
like they would like harass the ship.
It's sad.
they
Why
would
do they
harass
have it
the
on
ship.
then?
They would like throw like pipe bombs at the boat. And I was like, what? How
What
is
the
this
fuck?
legal? Yeah, they would like assault the boat so that they wouldn't be able and scare off whales so that they could save the whales.
Oh, so they're like they went hard.
Yeah.
Like they were down. They
Well,
were
'cause
down.
Whales, bro. Whales are cool. I fuck with whales.
I've never seen a whale.
I
Have you?
love whales.
I've never seen a whale.
Like the ones in SeaWorld?
Oh no, these ones they don't really hunt those ones. They hunt the big one, like blue whales, the biggest. animals that's ever-
Oh, okay.
Damn.
No, yeah, whales are cool. Isn't it crazy that you could walk in their hearts?
Yeah,
Like that's how
What?
big they are. Like if you had like a whale, that whale in front of you right now, and like let's say you could go inside of it, you could literally walk through its arteries like in its heart, and you could like it'd be like as big as like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's how big
Damn.
whales are.
Well, what's also it's interesting because like whales, they have like they're about as smart as we are. Have you seen that video of like a sperm whale that has a hook caught in its mouth and it swims up to a diver?
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
it,
like
and
help.
it has to dive for help, and then it
No,
That's
no. You know what?
amazing.
You know what? This is actually. You know
Yeah.
what? We're running out of time. We only have like about a minute left. But like honestly, talking about like and like fucking like fish life is insane because
Yeah.
we always talk about how like all humanity started from Africa, but life started from the ocean.
Yeah.
Like and it's insane because a lot of these fishes you could tell that they're very smart because they're basically like
like orcas have names. Like they'll talk to each other and they have different
Mhm.
languages.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's interesting.
I've seen that.
And they even
Yeah.
say that humans were on the brink of going back to the water because we're the only apes that can swim.
Mm-hmm.
And they even think that's why we have bigger brains because we ate fish and omega-3 is good for your brain.
Omega-3 is
So,
good for your brain.
so it's
High school
interesting.
fact. I remember learning that in high school.
So why don't we go to the ocean?
And we are gonna go to the
are.
ocean when the ice melts and then everything turns into water world.
And Los Angeles is completely underwater.
Yeah. So I mean, we are gonna go back to the water.
Well,
it's just we won't go voluntarily.
We've kind of run out of time, but care about the environment, folks, in whatever way you think is sustainable for you.
Love each other, man. Love each other.
And save the whales, man. I
Save
fucking
the
love
whales.
whales and a lot of animals. I really like animals. See you later.
Bye.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
We're still,
Yeah, we're still live over there on YouTube.
we're still live on YouTube. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
YouTube?
Bye, guys.
Bye,
You
YouTube.
guys.